least expecting it, Kendrick Lamar has once again came out of nowhere with more new material for us, and this time beyond announcements and videos. We are now getting his first brand new song since the release of Not Like Us, and now with this new cut. This is obviously a monumental moment considering just how hot Kendrick is right now, and that this is the first time we are hearing him since what has become one of the most dominant rap songs a single year has ever seen in Not Like Us, and now making this song even crazier. Kendrick has somehow raised the bar once again, as this song is another diss track aimed at Drake, and what can I say? After Drake was asking for another round 2 of action with Kendrick, he has actually checked him, and even for his standards, has went absolutely berserk on him, as with this new track, which while it does not have an official title, as Kendrick just posted the song on social media with no other context, Kendrick is once again dissecting Drake apart here. But with that said,
and even in, man, shout out to I see you in the chat too. Let me see. Yeah, Long Bear Zip Tie. I see you in the chat, man. But it just goes back to just the entire round 2 situation with Drake and academics trying to promote this resurgence of life. Like Drake, he was like the Captain America, like still trying to fight back. Nah, you got to put that fire out. Like, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, I was mentioning the art of war and Sun Tzu and the 48 laws of power. It's like, nah, Kendrick knows what he doing. Ain't no round 2s, man. You got to completely destroy that. You have to destroy you have to go at the root, the foundation. Root work. You have to hit the root. Nah, Drake, he's just one person. You have to expose the entire industry so there could be no more Drakes. So every single time we see a new Drake popping up, we can say, oh, nope, there it goes. We know what to do with it. So, nah. They think that Drake, he truly believes that he's the target. Nah, this is way deeper than just Drake, man. This goes back to rock and roll. This goes back to jazz. Nah, we learn from our mistakes, man. That's the reason why we hold on so tightly to hip hop. No, nah, we ain't doing that. Especially not that easy.
This does not change the fact that Kendrick taunted him earlier this week and said that there are no round 2s, nor does it change the fact that the combination of Meet the Grams and Not Like Us were the tracks that threw Drake down a spiral that he hasn't gotten out of, because with this new song, Kendrick is not dissing Drake within the same confines of the battle from a few months ago, but now he is really claiming his victory and sending out a warning to the rest of the rap world to tread lightly for the coming months, because he has seriously never been more locked in his entire career, and now through every single moment on
and a lot of people don't even realize, like you said, like about the Grammys, Dion, it's not even just the music. It's the visuals. It's like, he has so many opportunities to win awards for this. Just the cultural impact. Like, y'all got to understand the reason why it's going so crazy, not because of what we want to believe, the black people in the culture. It's not like, nah. White people love Not Like Us. White people love that fucking song, bro. It's over for Drake. Nah, I don't think y'all understand. Y'all don't get it.
On this cut, Kendrick proves this sentiment to be more and more true with each second, as with a haunting and mesmerizing beat from Cardo, who for reference...
You feel me? It's almost like what Not Like Us is almost like when Obama became president. It's almost like they want to be included, so they even amplified it even more. Oh my God.
Also produced on Euphoria, Kendrick delivers another diabolical performance that shows us that he is a musical mastermind like no other, as already with the first line on this track, Kendrick opens things up saying, "I think it's time to watch the party die," which immediately sets the tone for what's to come, as this line is a direct reference to Meet the Grams when Kendrick used the device of crashing Drake's party to capture what this moment really meant, which was of course to destroy Drake and start to clean up rap music after all the harm he has done to the genre. So here, Kendrick is bringing back this idea of the party to cement the fact that he is destroying everything Drake ever harmed rap with once and for all, and now following this up, Kendrick alludes again to the Drake beef as he says, "This stuff done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get him whacked and disqualified." And now with these lines, Kendrick is specifically acknowledging the fact that he has clipped Drake's wings, and now that his reign is over and the era of him being the top guy in rap is gone, as based on what we have seen this summer. Drake's career has been in an absolutely miserable state with just how bad the quality of his music is, and also just how poorly his tracks have been performing on the charts. And now with Kendrick acknowledging the damage that has been done to Drake following this beef and him rapping about it, it's only speeding up the demise and fall off of Drake's career even faster at this.
And you know, that's what Drake absolutely hates. He can deal with people talking shit, but those numbers. He can always say, well, at least I have the streams, at least I have the #1 hits, at least I have the charts. No. He gotta understand he's getting those streams because people are still watching just to see what he's gonna do. And then he still has his catalog, of course. But it's just energy, it's just supply. He cannot differentiate. Goddamn, my lips. But he can't tell the difference between people giving him attention and genuine love. So he just wants the attention itself. It's about to get nasty, man. He about to crash out. He's gonna crash out.
This point. And now following these menacing bars that set the scene masterfully, Kendrick drops in some other genius lyrics that reference just how far Drake is from him, with a bar like, "Why reason with these people if they can't see the future first?" Which is an insane bar, as it's saying that Kendrick shouldn't even have to compete with Drake because he isn't just on his level or anywhere near a big three in his eyes, but he is not even on Future's level, which is a genius way to just put Drake down and drop some masterful wordplay which ties things back to where they started, as Kendrick alludes to another rapper who of course he started this whole thing off with in Future. And beyond that, who himself has serious beef with Drake, and now as Kendrick delivers more bars that explain why he went as hard on Drake as he did, and why he decided to unleash a wrath on him that has hardly ever been seen in a rap beef before. Kendrick explains through lyrics that are more eye-opening than ever why he did this, as he says, "If you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company," which is saying that Drake is polluting the rap world with meaningless content and filler garbage that is only going to harm listeners who are trying to grip onto what he's saying.
And he's 37 years old. 37 years old, almost 40. Y'all gotta understand, I'm 26 having this conversation. I truly don't believe I can have a true mature conversation with a Lil Wayne, a Nicki, or a Drake about this topic. And I'm half their age. And if you watch my content all the time, you already know the subconscious. Can't tell the difference, man. They think like children. Even in the video, y'all was talking in the comments saying that Wayne sounded like a whining child. He sounds like a child because he thinks like one. Because he has to constantly do the drugs to maintain and numb his pain because he can't handle his childhood trauma. Y'all know what he went through, not just with the guns and him almost taking his life, but the sexual assault, the Birdman, growing up in the hip hop industry, especially during that time period. And then he just found somebody else and projected that exact same trauma. I wouldn't even say they found someone. These kids already have that trauma. They already have the exact same energy. Now they're just getting them and putting them on the platform to amplify their demons. And y'all got to understand, a lot of these rappers don't even listen to their own music. They hate the sound of their voice. They hate their thoughts. They hate everything about themselves. But they do not mind selling it to you. That's the reason why drug dealers and rap go hand in hand. They love hip hop. They don't mind selling you crack. They don't mind selling you bullshit. Because they're not doing it. They don't have to actually deal with the consequences. They're making money. So I don't give a damn about these motherfuckers talking about, well, what about the black leaders in hip hop, like in 50 years? Like, bro, you have been used as pawns. You've been used. I don't even want to go into conspiracy theories saying like the CIA. Nah. A lot of these men volunteered for that. They're not being used. They're grown adults. They did it on purpose. They did it on purpose. So now I don't respect that beat. Nah, I don't respect it.
Saying, and meanwhile with Kendrick, well, he is not perfect. He is trying to lead people to the truth, because the way rap has been run in Drake's hands as Kendrick has been gone for a few years is failing everything and everybody. And now following this up, as this message is representing the fact that the Drake era is over and Kendrick is here to start something new. He doesn't just keep dissing Drake and denouncing everything he stood for, but he also comes at the people who have been sitting in Drake's corner and have been trying to reinforce the same values that he is obsessed with, and specifically here,
we are the pioneers of American Wagyu. Almost 30 years ago.
I'm gonna get YouTube Premium, dog.
Kendrick calls out DJ Academics as he says, influencers talk down cause I'm not with the basic stuff, but they don't hate me, they hate the man I represent. The type of man that never D-ride cause I want a favor.
And that's exactly why DJ Academics can't relate to actual Kendrick Lamar. Like, they can't relate to the frequency. Because if you start talking about frequencies, they'll start calling you crazy or schizophrenic. Like, oh, look at him going in this spiritual bullshit. It's like, nah, this is how brains work, man. This is how brains work. That's why they call music the universal language. So, Academics, Drake, like, all they have the same energy. They have the same thought process. So when you understand how brains work, and you read the 4 agreements, you don't take it personal. You can just read and listen to Drake's lyrics like a therapist. And you can analyze and see, man, this dude is fucked up in the head. Lil Wayne is fucked up in the head. They're fucked up. I don't attach on to it. I see it for what it is, and I move on. And that's exactly what Kendrick is doing, man. Like, that's the reason why I'm a big Prince fan, too. So, like I said, Prince and Kendrick, they have that similar aura. Even Kendrick said to himself, hell, even with Tupac, I constantly listen to artists who truly respect my shadow, that respect my subconscious, man. So, dog, if you're an artist listening, if you are a content creator or you plan on being one piece of advice that I always attach on to is always treat your audience like they know everything you know. Respect your audience. Respect our minds. Respect our shadows.
And now with these bars, if I'm Ak or anybody else who has been fighting for Drake's name and acting like he is so much more than what he actually is, I would just quit after Kendrick said this, because with these lines, he is making someone like Ak and also others look absolutely pathetic. And now after throwing more shade at people like Academics and also Drake, Kendrick closes this verse off saying, I would trade all of y'all for Nip. I can't be proud of you, which is such a chilling way to end a verse. And again, as Kendrick is paying tribute to the one and only Nipsey Hussle and is showing just how low he thinks of the people dominating the space he's in today. It is showing this remorseless approach that Kendrick is bringing as he is trying to clear out all of the toxicity that has polluted the genre he holds so dear to his heart. And now after a hook which features Kendrick praying and then referencing the opening line of the song again, we see clear parallels and a direct continuation of all of his other diss tracks, as here it sounds like he's not just mirroring Meet the Grams with the party line, but also 616 in LA. As just like on that track, he is chatting with a higher power on the hook, and now with the second verse of this cut, Kendrick continues dealing out this same level of lyrical havoc as he builds on everything he said in the first, as he alludes to Drake once again doing things that a respectable person just doesn't, and then disses Academics even harder with bars that call him out for spreading misinformation on Drake's behalf, and then just lyrically putting him into the blender. He then brings up the type of cases that Academics is facing right now, which makes this clearly about him, and it's absolutely just a sinister way to take down another person. And now following these words, as Kendrick clears out all the disdain he has for the people who he feels are holding hip-hop back, he then envisions this better future and landscape of hip-hop and really the entire world, as he talks about seeing a new earth filled with beautiful people that are making humanity work.
And he even went and dive deeper. He shouted out Lecrae and D1. And like he just mentioned with Nip, like, it's extremely possible, man. And it just goes back to the yin and yang. you can see who's easily propped up by a corporation and outsiders as opposed to being propped up by the actual community. And that foundation has to be solid. And their foundation was never solid. They were always being used. If you just look at the Plato's cave allegory, they really think that we're stupid. They truly see us as the slaves chained up to the wall, focus on the puppets. And they're the puppet masters behind telling illusions. They never realize that maybe one day people will break from those chains and realize, holy shit, we're looking at fake illusions. We're looking at shadows. These shadows are not real. So now they have no actual strength. They have none at all. They can only deceive. And you can easily see it, man.
It seems like this bar doubles for Kendrick's vision on where he wants rap to be and where it can be with these people out of it. As once again he is referencing back to this idea of purity, and after capturing the wonder of this bar even more with a reprise of the hook, Kendrick kicks off the track's third and final verse by keeping this theme of faith and purity within the balance as he references Christian rapper Lecrae and questions what he would do in Kendrick's shoes, but then says despite him wanting to be empathetic, his heart is like D1. And now this is a great line because for those who don't know, D1 is a battle rapper from New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being played this year, and we have seen the drama with that as some people, including Drake, are absolutely livid about the fact that Lil Wayne is not playing and Kendrick is. And on top of that, as D1 is a battle rapper, Kendrick is referencing him right in line with Lecrae, who is a Christian rapper, to show this conflict he is facing with these two personality types on his shoulder, which again, as this song keeps tying back to the idea and concept of faith. Using actual rappers who embody these two opposing forces to create this lyrical scene is truly brilliant and breathtaking, and now as Kendrick is about to make a decision, before we can see what path he goes on, his vocals go blank, which is another masterful artistic touch, which represents the confusion of this conflict and leaves it up to us, the listener, to figure out the direction he is gonna go in, and once his vocals touch back in, Kendrick then goes on another insane tangent of self-reflection and lets us know as he delivers some more scathing bars, and some more revealing ones about why he does the things that he does, like, they wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. We see so many powerful lines that speak to everything this track and moment in time for Kendrick has been about, and ultimately, with these bars and others that jab at Drake with some references to songs like In My Feelings and 2C Slide, Kendrick says some of the most important lines rap has seen this entire decade, which read, I flood the market with my best regards, I paid your dues, and so it's up if you ain't one of ours, it's bad news. My guy Jay Estrada said I gotta burn it down to build it up. That confirmation real as F, it ain't too many real as us.
And it was so many people saying, "Oh man, it's boring, dog. Who want to listen to this? It wasn't made to be bumped to. Nah, it was stripped down for a reason." Like Kendrick is an artist. It's not just about deceiving you. Nah, Kendrick wanted you to listen to every single word. He wanted you to feel him. Forget lying behind a beat. No. Kendrick did the bare minimum. He wanted you to hear every single lyric. He put his priority in his lyricism. And when you're not an artist, dog, you don't understand that. So it just goes back to Drake's audience in general. If you're a business owner or you're a content creator, you understand you only need about 10%. It's a quality click-through rate. It's a quality conversion rate. It's pretty fucking good. So Drake doesn't need the entire world. He only needs his 10%. But his 10% is a bunch of fucking idiots. And he knows that. He knows that they're mentally weak because they're the only people that will spiritually accept this bullshit. They're the only people that will say, yeah, this is perfectly fine. Everyone else will it's cool. We understand it. It's supposed to be good in the sense of deception. But they don't understand that there's other options. If you're truly abundant, I don't have to accept the bare minimum. I can go somewhere else. So it just goes back to your options in general.
Locking into what I trust, looking outside, the kids live tomorrow, cause today, the party just died. And now with these closing regards, Kendrick is ending off this track by letting everyone know that Drake is gone, and what he did against him was ultimately not just to destroy him, but to rebuild rap and give the genre's future a fighting chance, as Kendrick pieces this together in this genius way that doesn't just connect the narratives of what he says and also the other tracks from earlier in this beef, but in the greater sense, it showcases to the entire world that this has been his plan all along. And now things don't stop here, as with the ending timestamp of this song, and yes, you heard me right, the timestamp, Kendrick ends the track at the 5-minute and 4-second mark, which is the area code of New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being held and where Lil Wayne is from, which seems to be alluding to the fact that we will be seeing Kendrick in February there, and maybe silently acknowledging the drama he has been involved in with Wayne regarding the performance. And now with this connection, as Kendrick didn't name the song outright despite people calling it Black Forces or just the hook title, it also seems like he may be intending for the title to be 504 New Orleans.
Hey, appreciate you, dog. Hey, I see y'all in the chat, man.
As it seems really fitting, as this song mirrors 616 in LA a lot. As it's not just this straight up diss track, but it's this moment that is unfolding Kendrick's conscience and telling us why what happened and what we are seeing is going on. Which overall, when you add all this up, it makes a ton of sense. And now with all of this, it is more than safe to say that Kendrick Lamar is now 6 for 6 this year, as this masterful track, which seems to be bridging this era of dissing Drake with what is going to come after, which should be a much greater moment in terms of the goal he is trying to achieve. And now at this point, as Kendrick is back outside and we are now waiting to see how all of these disses and proclamations of what his next come to life, all we can do is now wait and see where this goes from here.
You're right, in the party, it's the industry, absolutely. And it just goes back to, like, even though the industry itself has always been corrupt and evil, we had the Temptations, man. We had the Jackson 5. We had the OJs. We had quality music. We had Marvin Gaye. We had Stevie Wonder. We never had this. We never had this. This is not black culture. I hate when people say, no, this is just culture. No, this is 50 years. This is damage and trauma. This is damage and trauma. Society has always been a direct reflection. Well, I'll say the music, art has always been a direct reflection of society. It's not meant to control you or manipulate you. It's meant to be easily digestible. So we can easily say, cool, if you're an artist, you go do your therapy, you go do your shadow work, and then you make it easily digestible for the people that can't. Because understanding the number one fear on this planet is public speaking. So sitting alone with your thoughts, man, that's hard, dog. That's Blaise Pascal. The mass majority of our issues come from our inability to sit alone with our own thoughts. And you can just tell, like, Drake cannot sit alone with his thoughts. Wayne can't sit alone with his thoughts. They need those drugs. They need that stimulation. Man, I'm telling you, if you actually meditate, it's almost like when Superman goes out to space, where you can kind of, you just feel in touch with everybody. Even though it's an oxymoron, where you're even more isolated, you feel even more connected because you're speaking to our human nature. You're speaking to our subconscious. This is everybody. So when we're conscious, we're living in our own reality. It's almost like looking at the sunset and the sunrise. Time itself is both objective and subjective up until we're looking at the sunset. So now you can physically see how fast time moves. And that's the same for everybody. And you realize the sun has been in that exact same position since the beginning of time. We are changing, we are moving, and time becomes special. It becomes genuine in a sense. So, like, and I don't want to try to make it too deep, but like, it's not too deep. If you're truly saying this is too deep, it's almost like, it almost has to be the point where this has to become surface level. These conversations need to become extremely surface level. And then that's the only way we can raise the standard at all. So I'm glad these conversations are being had, especially at this position, at this time frame. Like, we need this.